Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the blog. The vlog. Anyways, so a lot is going on right now. A lot of good things, right? But it came from a lot of different waves that were going on in my life, right? Some very, very exciting news that I'd like to share, right? And I'm gonna kind of bring you guys along for the ride so you guys can witness from this video, this vlog videos that I'm gonna be doing, and the home buying process, right? And who better to have on camera than myself, right? Me being an actual realtor who goes out there and I provide a service to clients looking to purchase their first home, investment homes, whatever it is, build a portfolio, than to actually go through that process myself, which I'm currently doing in this crazy pandemic market that we're experiencing. And if you bought or buying in 2020, you already know the struggles that buyers are going through right now, and the experiences, right? Going through looking at minimal properties out there that are available in the market, bids going over asking price, right? Sellers just really taking advantage of this, asking for contingency removals. I can walk you guys through that process too. And my wife and I are experienced all of that as well, right? And so now we're actually at the point where we're going through the escrow process, right? But before I get to that point, I kind of just want to give you guys a little bit of background of some of the things that we've gone through and some of the things that we're going to be going through in this home buying process, right? So first, we've been looking. Actually, we started looking. I want to say late June, maybe, and that's when everything was just like it's nuts. I mean, typically in the real estate market, June, July, summer times is the market. It's like the higher end of the market, right? People are more willing to and able to move, right? Purchase, sell their homes, look for other locations, right? Typically because that's when kids are out of school. And so they have a little bit more flexibility in doing so, right? As opposed to when the kids are in school, it makes it a little tough for parents, right? And homeowners. And so this year, when we look back at this, we're just gonna like, wow, that was nuts, right? I mean, we thought 2007, 2008, like before that market crash happened, we thought that was nuts, right? But this is even more insane, right? Like, you know, back in 2008 when the market crashed, it was due to synthetic loans, right? A bunch of bad loans being put together for one loan, right? And so anyways, that's not the process, or that's not what's happening here, right? It's actually the complete opposite, where the loans are way better, right? Like historically low. Like if you got a 3.25 before, like a loan, maybe like an FHA loan or something like that, you were just like, whoa, that was amazing. Like that was just phenomenal, right? You had to have like almost perfect credit score, right? Um, and so now it even got down to about 2.75 at one point. Like that is insane. I mean, some people pay more for a car loan, right? Like it's just nuts. So it's kind of like it's kind of hard to pass up, right? But in that same way though, like the opposite though is happening in a way where it's like, yeah, you have lower interest rate, right? So what does that automatically do? It automatically shifted the market into like this crazy inflation, right? Like you normally have inflations every year with the market, right? For the most part, okay. Um, and people were already counting that this year was going to be the year that the market actually stabilizes. Okay, I mean, it's been what, almost what, 12 years now, right? I felt like it was already starting to stabilize a little bit. It was coming out of this, we've had the seller's market, the buyer's market, stuff like that. Like now it's just like unpredicted market, right? And so uh, that's what's going on right now in the marketplace, right? Great for homeowners though, right? That sold their home, getting top dollar, but buyers is just crazy, Going to a house. We actually went to a house this past week, last one that we've gone to, where set up an appointment, right? Because now we have to have these forms, coronavirus forms, in order for us to practice social distancing and all the procedures, right, by the CDC. And so we get there, and the agent actually tells me, like, hey, there's no more time slots, but if you can, just try to squeeze in there. Okay. So we go there. There's a line to get into the house, right? Because there's only like one family per entry. And so I think we waited about like half an hour, 45 minutes, just to go into this little, not little, but like it was like 1,300 square foot home, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, in the city of Whittier, priced at $565. Like, that's insane, right? And so we go, my wife and I, park, and we're just like, wow, this is gonna be crazy. And so we go, we walk around, we look at it, right? We take some pictures, take a little bit of videos. Actually, no, we didn't. I'm sorry, but we should have. And we're looking for a particular home, right? I mean, there's still some homes out there, but we have specific needs that we're looking for, right? So every buyer, every person that's looking for real estate, right? We're all gonna have different needs, whether that's gonna be the school the school district that you want to be in, a certain amount of bedrooms, certain amount of bathrooms, certain amount of square feet. You want a big backyard, no backyard, stuff like that. So everyone's gonna have different needs and wants, right? And so and especially price points, okay? And so it fit our criteria for the most part. We go look at. Okay, so we actually, we went to go look at it. It looked okay, right? And so we finished up, headed home, and yeah. So we had, at this point, after looking in June, July, and now what are we in, October now, right? We put out, I want to say like maybe 10 offers. 11 offers up to this point, I think like around towards the end of July, maybe middle of August, we kind of just stopped looking, just because we knew how the market was and it was so unpredictable, right? And it was getting to a point where we were kind of just like losing hope in a way, and just like thinking, okay, well, maybe we're just not going to buy right now, right? And maybe we'll just rent for a year and see where the market's at. Okay. And so just because, yeah, we can definitely buy a house, right? But the property that we want in the neighborhood that we want, it just wasn't popping up. Okay. And so something did pop up. We went to go look at a couple of the properties a couple weeks ago, and we submitted a couple offers actually, and one of them actually gave us a counter. And I'm just like, oh my God, after all of these like offers and getting outbid and all kinds of demands that sellers were asking for, we finally got a counter. It was a pretty reasonable counter, and we countered them back, right? But we still haven't heard back from them. And then the due date they were supposed to return or give us an answer back was Wednesday, right? Let's go look at that other property, I think Monday. Yeah. And so I get a call from the listing agent, which is actually the seller. Hey, Oscar. I'm like, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? He's like, so we did some thinking, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna tell me like we're just not gonna go with you guys, and we got outbid again, right? just because we kept hearing that over and over again. And so that was my expectation. But he says, we decided to go with your offer. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. He said, no, yeah, we did a lot of thinking, my wife and I, and we decided to go with you and your wife. I said, that is awesome. Like, it just, being in the industry, and when you finally get an offer accepted for your clients, it like, you're happy because you're just like, hey, I'm going to go tell my client, like, we got our offer accepted, right? Because it's all that emotion. Okay. And I guess I'm happy for them. And I know the struggles that we go through sometimes with some people looking for these opportunities to buy a home. And I finally get to experience that again for myself. Right, like firsthand, like, wow, I'm the buyer, I'm also the agent, but it was just like, you got to be kidding me. It's I'm like pinching myself, like, this happened. I'm like, keep in mind that we didn't even go full ask, right? Um, and so he's like, hey, I'm gonna send you over the acceptance and in a little bit, and then he also texted me too when he did that, and the text was very genuine. It read, hey Oscar, we decided to go with your offer with you and your wife Adi. And on there it talked about we had multiple showings, other people that were also interested, also qualified, and offering pretty much respectively the same that we were doing, and now we're actually more qualified than we were. But he said he loved the letter that we had sent him, and that he wanted to proceed forward with us. Because when we were there, you know, um, like we're in the middle of like, all of this, and my wife is about 6 months pregnant, right? So her belly's showing, looking beautiful as ever, and we're just talking to them because he's a seller and he's an agent, just like, hey, look, we're just trying to raise a family here, all of that, and they really, you know, like connected with us, right? And that was a beautiful part because it just shows that not every person out there is just out there for the money, right? They're out there like genuinely like, you know what? Let's help people out. And it was cool. I liked it. Like, it really just like shows that there's some decent people out there, right? Anyways, I didn't think I was gonna, be like this, but yeah, it's cool. Really, really cool. And so now my wife and I are going through the escrow process, right? And we want to get my wife into a home before Christmas so she can relax, have her hot cocoa, watch all of our movies, and us being a family. It's a lot of hard work. It really is. I got a full-time job. I also do real estate on the side. 100% committed to everything. And now I'm in escrow again. Anyway, stay tuned. And you're going to see that buying a home is going to be one of the biggest purchases you're going to make for most people, right? With that, especially for those of you that have been working your ass off, saving that money, sacrifices that you're making for your family, it'll pay off. It'll pay off. And if I'm that person to walk you through that process, I'll be blessed. Stay tuned. Watch the vlog. Watch the processes. I'm going to walk you through the home buying process. Stay tuned.